This just in, more bad news for Donald Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris says that she will be attending the September 10th debate to be hosted on ABC News by George Stephanopoulos as currently planned. Vice President Kamala Harris says, "I don't care if Donald Trump is unilaterally canceling debates. I'm going to attend. I didn't agree to cancel the debates. We have a scheduled debate with ABC on September 10th. The American people deserve to see a split screen of my policies and priorities contrasted to Donald Trump's weirdness and his dangerousness, and I will attend." This is very reminiscent of when Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff decided that he would attend, despite the fact that David Perdue, his Republican opponent at the time, tried to unilaterally cancel the debate in Georgia as well. So Senator Ossoff writes, "Strong move, Vice President Kamala Harris," and it's the photo of him next to the empty podium. Remember, we called him at that time Chicken Perdue. Similarly, you have Chicken Donald Trump, Weird Donald Trump, whatever you want to call him. So, big breaking news. Vice President Kamala Harris, "I will address the American people on September 10th. I will attend the debate. Quote, we will see if Donald Trump decides to show up, but I will be there." Remember, Stephen Chung, Donald Trump's campaign spokesperson, last week issued the following press release. Trump campaign statement on general election debates. Quote, "Given the continued political chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There is a strong sense by many in the Democrat Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump, and they are still holding out for someone, quote, better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their mind." Official statement by the Trump campaign from Stephen Chung, Trump campaign communication director. Weird, deranged, unhinged. Who writes even a statement like that? But that was Donald Trump saying he was canceling all further debates. Lots of people then responded, "This is a weird statement, Trump campaign," to which Stephen Chung responded. Trump's campaign spokesperson then issues another formal response. Trump's campaign says the following: "You idiots all fell for the trap. Hussein was trending and was mentioned on cable news throughout the night. Thanks for doing our jobs cucking his announcement this morning, moron." That's what the Trump campaign responded. Donald Trump posted the following: "ABC fake news is such a joke. Among the absolute worst in the business, they try to make Crooked Joe into a brave warrior because he didn't have the guts to fight it out. He quit. They then tried to make Sleepy look like a great president. He was the worst, and lying Kamala into a competent person, which she is not. ABC, the home of George Slopadopoulos, is not worthy of holding a debate. Slopadopoulos, of which I hope there will be many. MAGA 2024. Although you previously posted in all caps, Donald Trump, before saying Slopadopoulos because you are like a kindergarten weirdo bully, you said anywhere, anytime, any place, to which Vice President Kamala Harris issued a press release. Many people are saying Donald Trump is scared to debate Vice President Kamala Harris. Quote, "I'm calling for debates anytime, anywhere, any place." That was Donald Trump as recently as May 6th. So after calling for debates for months, Trump agreed to 2 debates a few days later. The next is scheduled for September 10th on ABC News in New York City. But now Trump is backing out, canceling, withdrawing. And what's Trump saying? "I can't do it with Slopadopoulos. You idiots, you fell for the trap, Slopadopoulos." I mean, come on. Who are these people? As we've been hearing over again, a bunch of weirdos. This is what Vice President Kamala Harris previously said too, that she's ready to debate. She's ready to go. But apparently Donald Trump's a coward. Here, play this clip.
Previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling. But I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race. on a debate stage, and so I'm ready. Let's go.
Will you do it?
And let me show you what Donald Trump is terrified of. This is when Vice President Kamala Harris previously debated in 2020 and called the Trump White House a criminal enterprise. Play the clip.
We have a criminal living in the White House. And there is no question that in 2020, the biggest issue before us until we get to that tender moment is justice is on the ballot. And what we saw today is Ambassador Sondland, by his own words, told us that everyone was in the loop. That means it is a criminal enterprise engaged in by the president, from what we heard today, the vice president, the secretary of state, and the chief of staff. And so this not only points to the corrupt nature of this administration and the need for these impeachment proceedings to go forward, but it also points to another issue. And back to the question that you asked earlier, which is, what does this mean for the American people? Because what it means when I watch this is that there are clearly two different set of rules for two different groups of people in America. The powerful people who with their arrogance think they can get away with this, and then everybody else. Because here's the thing. For those working people who are working 2 and 3 jobs, if they don't pay that credit card by the end of the month, they get a penalty. For the people who don't pay their rent, they get evicted. For the people who shoplift, they go to jail. We need the same set of rules for everybody. And part of the reason I'm running for president is to say that we have to bring justice back to America for all people and not just for some.
Here's a video that we prepared at the MeidasTouch Network when Vice President Kamala Harris cleaned the clock of former Vice President Pence with the weird fly on his head. Remember, hashtag I'm speaking trended. Play this clip.
This is important, I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. It is asking too much of the people.
Susan, we talked about
it is asking too much of the people.
Well, Susan, thank you, although I would like to go back.
I think we need to move on to the issue
but I would like to go back.
In 1864.
Well, I'd like you to answer the question.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
We still learn from it, and I think the American people, I want to say again, can be proud
Vice President Pence, I'm sorry,
what we have done. She has
15 seconds because
I got to have more than that. Look,
I'm sorry, but Vice President Pence, you've had more time than she's had.
The truth and the fact is, Joe Biden has been very clear. He will not raise taxes on anybody who makes less than $400,000 a year.
He said he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation, okay?
Please.
Let me show you why Donald Trump is also terrified to debate Vice President Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is in steep mental decline. He's far too old and mentally incapacitated to run for president or lead the nation or compete with Vice President Kamala Harris. And he knows he will be exposed. He's terrified. He's a chicken. He's weird. He's a coward. Here's the video we prepared at the MeidasTouch Network. Watch this.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal.
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by Ray,
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
the late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous, really anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
So here's what I think we are going to see. Remember what took place when David Perdue refused to debate Jon Ossoff. He was represented by an empty podium. Remember this? Here, play the clip.
The reason that we are losing thousands of people per day to this virus is because of the arrogance of politicians like David Perdue, so arrogant that he disregarded public health expertise, and so arrogant that he's not with us here today to answer questions. And so, if I might, my message for the people of our state at this moment of crisis is your senator feels entitled to your vote. Your senator is refusing to answer questions and debate his opponent because he believes he shouldn't have to. He believes this Senate seat belongs to him. This Senate seat belongs to the people. With early voting beginning on December 14th, I want to urge everybody to make a plan to vote. David Perdue has been getting rich in office. And instead of taking public health expertise and guidance from the CDC and getting that to the people and implementing in policy, he was buying up shares in manufacturers of vaccines and medical equipment, and he's not here because he's afraid he may incriminate himself in this debate.
And then Jon Ossoff looked at the empty podium and called out David Perdue, Chicken Perdue, to his face. So Donald Trump not showing up to debate. Vice President Kamala Harris says, let's go. We're not going back. Here's the video we prepared at the MeidasTouch Network. We're not going back. Play this clip.
Donald Trump wants to take our country backward, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
Tear gas was used to remove peaceful protesters from Lafayette Park.
The president setting up this photo op for himself, dispersing peaceful protesters. He's holding up a Bible.
This is a mass grave being dug for coronavirus victims at New York City's Potter's Field.
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The love in the air, I've never seen anything like it.
A group on one side and you had a group on the other. Very fine people on both sides.
You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy.
I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade.
We are not going back.
Well, there you have it, folks. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.